After years of waiting, D2 players finally have access to one of their old favorites, the one, the only, Icebreaker. And besides the fact that the sound of the gun firing alone still sends shivers down my spine,
Ooh, do it again.
the question does remain, is the new version of the Icebreaker any good? Well, let's find out. For the new bloods out there, and by that I mean those who didn't play D1, Icebreaker is the OG solar sniper rifle that specialized in giving the middle finger to the standard special ammo economy. The original method of regeneration was like auto-loading holster on crack. Not only did Icebreaker auto-load special ammo, it literally just created it out of thin air and slowly trickled it directly into the mag over time, even if you did nothing at all. It's a little bit different now though. The main perk is called No Backpack. Final blows or assists with any other weapon or ability have a chance to create ammo for Icebreaker. Defeating powerful combatants will create multiple rounds. Right off the bat though, gotta tell you, that phrasing isn't exactly correct. After just a little bit of testing, it doesn't really seem to be a chance at all. You see, the word chance to me implies a coin flip, whereas Icebreaker's ammo regen factor seems to be very precise. Killing 2 red bar enemies will always replenish +1 ammo into your Icebreaker. Killing 1 orange bar enemy will always replenish +2 ammo back into your Icebreaker. And killing a beefy old yellow bar will replenish +3 ammo back into your Icebreaker each and every time. Which, hey, I'm down for that. I like consistency, but what's with all this chance talk? Just say it's based on enemy strength, breh. Here's some more info. While picking up special ammo boxes will give ammo to the Icebreaker, as you'd probably expect, for whatever reason, trying to use any weapon with shoot to loot just straight up won't work. Whether this is a possible bug involving the no backpack trait, or maybe just a general shoot to loot issue, I'm not really sure. I'll leave that to Bungie. The other exotic trait of Icebreaker is fairly similar to its old version, and it might actually be a little bit stronger than before. Icebreaker, defeating a target with this weapon causes them to explode. Precision final blows, or shattering a frozen target, instead will trigger an ignition. This both gives Icebreaker much stronger ad clear, as well as quality synergy with normal solar ignition proc requirements. As a sneaky bonus, this ignition can also be triggered by shooting any stasis crystal at all with Icebreaker, letting you pop crystals as mini bombs if you want, which is either clever and fun or an unintended glitch. Either way, please do not patch, Bungie. Thank you. Another new feature to the D2 Icebreaker is the Catalyst, which, by the way, if you haven't unlocked yet, have fun with that buddy boy. I do have a very to the point guide up on the YouTube channel on how to get it, link down in the pinned comment, but goddamn, that quest is an ordeal. Regarding the actual Catalyst itself though, here's what it does. Landing any hit onto a slowed or frozen target has a chance to return the round to the magazine. Even though most enemies will die to 1 or 2 shots of Icebreaker alone, anything bigger will usually return ammo on every 1 to 2 hits, which can have nice moments, especially if dumping into a champ or using it as a backup DPS on a chunkier enemy. It'll also still count if you're shot on the frozen or slowed target kills, meaning sometimes you'll get your refunded ammo from using the AoE to kill a stasis debuffed target. Now for some specific notes. It seems the ignition from frozen or headshot kills counts as a normal solar ignition and will therefore benefit from any boost you might have, like Ember of Eruption, for example. Another thing to note is that there seems to be no cooldown on how rapidly you can regen ammo with Icebreaker. That is to say, remember how killing 2 red bars will give you 1 ammo? You don't have to worry about slowing your roll in any way. Killing 4 red bars all at once, for example, will just give you +2 ammo on the spot. In short, you don't have to worry about outslaying the ammo regen factor baked into the gun. It'll always keep proper track, no matter how fast you kill. But yeah, as you can imagine, Icebreaker is one of the very few guns in the game where you don't have to worry too much about your ammo economy on, which is nice, considering I've been overly worried about the recent rocket sidearm ammo nerfs. Every shot of Icebreaker, I'd say, is kinda high value on its own, due to the fact that it can either clear entire rooms with only 1 or 2 shots, or that it can just pump solid amounts of damage into a higher tier enemy. One loadout that does pretty well is the Call paired together with Icebreaker. Lead from gold on the Call means that generally whatever heavy weapon I'm running will be able to keep my sidearm ammo high. And whenever I need to save some ammo or just clear larger areas, you can just swap to Icebreaker and dump a few shots. Aside from it easing your mind in the special ammo department, Icebreaker also has nice benefits when just used together with Stasis in general. Something you should really try is using Icebreaker on Stasis crystals to cause chain ignitions. Aspects perks like Tectonic Harvest that encourage you to actively break crystals pair really well with a weapon like Icebreaker, and likewise for abilities or weapon perks that give you free crystal generation like Headstone. It feels great to just pop an enemy with a headshot, shoot and break the created crystal, watch everything explode, and get some great benefits in the process. And even though I'm mentioning something specific like Tectonic Harvest, any class can use something like Whisper of Shards on Stasis to get some nice grenade energy from shattering the crystal. There's a bunch of synergy you can play around with. But even if you're not running a Stasis subclass, the artifact from this episode has got you hella covered right now. Hail the Storm means that any Stasis crystal you shatter will release damaging smaller Stasis shards that will also slow any targets nearby. If you've got the Exotic Catalyst, you can even get some bonus ammo back for shooting those slowed enemies with Icebreaker. Another great option is the less talked about Brain Freeze perk on the 5th column of the artifact. With any frozen target getting a mini Duskfield grenade put on them, you can take easy advantage of the ammo regeneration and free ignitions from Icebreaker just for shooting at the frozen and slowed targets. And because it's so good at making things go boom, a Solar Siphon armor mod means you can easily make plenty of orbs, and you can even toss on a heavy ammo finder mod to gen more ammo, albeit a tad slower than someone using an exotic primary. A little earlier, I mentioned the Call as a special weapon to run with Icebreaker, but if you're interested in running a double special loadout, it's not the only one I would recommend. A Lost Signal grenade launcher with Leadroom Gold has some great value due to also letting you get an insane amount of Transcendence energy if you're on Prismatic, or just a ton of chip damage on any target or group of targets. On top of that, using Lost Signal on bosses or champs can weaken when using the Concussive Reload artifact mod to set up for even better chip damage with Icebreaker. I only have a few problems with Icebreaker, starting with the fact that it sorta requires a strong support network from the rest of your build for consistent upkeep. Now, that might not be a problem for a dude like me running something really ability spammy like a Getaway Artist Prismatic Warlock, but it might be for other people. It also faces fairly strong competition from weapons like Indebted Kindness, which, even though it had its ammo economy nerfed a bit, is still pretty forgiving at being squeezed into double special loadouts. My final annoyance is with the Exotic Catalyst. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's giving me additional ways to get ammo into the gun, because the entire point is to have its own self-sustaining ammo economy. But goddamn, man, you're telling me we ran through all those puzzles and all that plate stepping and all that button shooting and all that crystal breaking and code entering for this? Again, not to say it's a bad catalyst, but considering what we went through to get it, good lord. Overall, Icebreaker fits a small niche that I like to see and would potentially like more of. A strong special weapon with an easy to loop ammo economy that takes advantage of your weapons in other slots having their own strengths. It does respectable damage, it ad clears like a dream, and it even has some strong synergies with newer Stasis builds that take advantage of the artifact and Stasis buffs. TLDR, while I don't think it's going to make as big a splash as the Choir of One, Icebreaker is a quality PvE weapon that'll likely fit well into many builds, and I think it's worth your time to go get, aside from the pure nostalgia factor. And if you want the Exotic Catalyst, go get it. But if you're looking at how daunting the steps are, the good news is I wouldn't say it's exactly mandatory for the gun right now. I want to know how you feel about the Icebreaker right now, though. Does it live up to the glory of the D1 version, in your opinion, or is it a shadow of its former self? Let me know down in the comment section, and if you want a build specifically built around the Icebreaker, let me know that as well. Thank you very much for watching. Peace!